If I could leave this stage with anything in 2024, I would make this the year for all of you to finally be 100% accountable. Like if I can accomplish anything in this talk, if one person in this room just decides, finally, this year, I am going to blame 100% of the shit I'm upset about on myself, and realize that doesn't mean you're gonna be depressed and sad, it's gonna mean that you're gonna be happy because you can do something about it. We have become infatuated in pointing fingers. 2024 is here, we're gonna point a lot of fingers. We got an election year. You guys are gonna be real fucking sad this year. Do you know what my favorite thing is, like rolling around in life and hanging out with other entrepreneurs and winners, is when they try to blame them not having a good year after they claim they're so fucking gangster on a president. Let me just give you a news alert that you can sit with for the rest of your fucking life. If you blame the sitting president, Obama, Trump, Biden, Clinton, whoever's next, if you, as an entrepreneur, blame the sitting president for why you're not doing well, you're a fucking loser. I'm aware, this is a very nuanced statement. I'm aware that macro things happen under administrations. I'm just aware that millions of people aren't impacted by who the sitting administration is, and they navigate through the reality of it. That's just the truth. We have to get off this kick of blaming our parents for everything, our governments for everything, the platforms for everything. Here's an important nuance of what I'm about to say, because there's all sorts of shit. There's systematic shit. Parenting really does fuck people up. Governments do matter. Like, it matters. That's not what I'm saying. Please understand what I'm saying. If you are dwelling about it, it's already over. It could be 100% true. You don't think I have problems? You don't think anybody in this room, there's not a person in this fucking room, let alone the 8 billion people on earth, that can't sit in front of you and tell you 25 things that are fucked up for them. As if. The audacity that we have gotten into in society as thinking people have it good. And by the way, even if somebody popped up right here and says, I do have it good, everything's good, tomorrow they might not. Tomorrow might be the day that their sibling gets diagnosed with terminal cancer. Tomorrow might be the day where they make a misstep. Tomorrow might be the day when they walk out the door and get hit by a tree. That would suck. Why am I going here? I'll tell you why. Somewhere along the last 20 years of living a public life, talking about business opportunities, the first 5 years I was so confused of like, why are people not doing this? Like, here it is. Ready? I'll break it down. Making content on the 8 social networks that matter the most will lead to every single thing you want to happen professionally. As much of it as humanly possible. How many people here have consumed my content? Raise your hand. How many of you have heard me say that shit before? So now the question is, why not? I've been very consistent. So why do you not post 45 pieces of content a day? Yeah, I mean, like, the real question becomes, somebody will make an excuse of like, I don't have the resources or the time. That's cool, that's fine. It's like, you know, I think of business and I think about this combo we're having, like working out, right? Like, you can like read about push-ups. Like, there's a lot of you in this audience that consuming the information makes you think you're doing it. It's very true, brother. Like, how many more fucking books do you want to buy? I got a new one coming, so buy that one, but like, how many more videos? How many more courses? How many more conferences? For a lot of people, unfortunately, doing the process of this makes them think they're doing it. I'm not gonna go to a conference like this, I never did. Not that I'm better. I really need you to hear this. It's just that I just got raised in a way where I realized doing the work was the game, right? And I actually think it was my mistake to not go to things like this coming up the game, because sometimes you need to step out. Like, I actually regret not having a mentor coming up the game. I lived in my own cocoon. I regret not coming to conferences. As a matter of fact, the second I decided to go to conferences is how I learned about Web 2.0 and did all my Twitter and like, so I don't think it's wrong. I just don't want some of the people in here being career content consumers. And there is some career content consumers in this bitch right now. It's kind of like the way we talk shit on the internet, or the way we support shit on the internet. You think typing it out on Twitter means you did something. My friends, 2024 needs to be the year you finally do shit. But what's interesting is, the reason I'm bouncing back and forth is 2024, if you're gonna do stuff, I realized that it was the perspective. It was how you see the world, right? If you're not in a good place, it's hard. Like, one of the reasons most of you do not produce as much content as you possibly can is because you don't do well with the negative feedback when you do, or the performance of it not doing as well as you want it to. The thing that is breaking my heart is knowing how many of you are not posting what you really want to post because subconsciously you're concerned that it's not going to do as well as your normal posts. You're like literally living your life for the likes. There's so many people that want to get out of their niche, want to talk about something else, but because you're used to getting 413 to 515 likes, and you know if you took, every time you've ever stepped out, you only got 80 and it feels like shit, you're just staying in this pocket, and we just lack a fundamental relationship with losing. Do you know why I'm on this stage? Because I'm addicted to losing. Let me break it down for you. I'm addicted to losing. Now, I'm addicted to micro losing so that I can macro win. The reason I got hot 4 or 5 years ago in my content, for the ones that follow, about 8th place trophies is because we fucked the kids up with it. Why did we fuck the kids up with it? It was well intended. We didn't want little 7-year-old Johnny when he lost to be sad. I get it, that's sweet. If I brought a 7-year-old up right here, you'd be like, aw. Right? But if I was like, Johnny, you fucking suck, you'd be like, what the fuck, Gary? But I would be doing Johnny a favor. What we did for the last 25 years in modern parenting is we demonized losing. We over-coddled, which was in theory optically looking like it was right, but what we did was we made them scared to lose. We took getting B's and C's and D's in school, which was already a problem in the 80s and 90s, and we took it into everything. We took it into places it should have never been. The only good thing about sports is it's non-debatable. You either won or you didn't. And we even fucked that up. And so now you have 22-year-olds who are just scared. They're scared to lose. If they get fired, if everything is the end of the world. Do you understand nothing matters? Nothing. Besides the health you have and the ones you love, what matters? Like, this is why I am able to the gentleman who introduced me said something very nice to me backstage. He's like, hey, I've been doing this a long time. I just want to thank you, because the reality is 99% of people are not authentic. They act some sort of way, but backstage they're not nice. I appreciate you're like that. It meant a lot to me. But let me tell you why I'm like that. It's because when I get the claps and the accolades and the dollars and the followers, I can't hear it. I don't think I'm special. I understand that I'm good at business, okay. You're good at shit too. I suck at a lot of things. If the world was predicated on how good you are being handy around the house, I'd be a fucking loser. By the way, I was a fucking loser from 1st to 12th grade, going back to me being addicted with losing. The reason I'm good is because the world told me I was bad my whole life. When you get D's and F's in the 80s and 90s, your parents, friends, your friends' parents, and every teacher, every grown-up you know in the world tells you you're a piece of shit. So I got used to it. You know how easy it is to not give a shit? When you got used to not giving a shit?